A local attorney is reaching out to the community in hopes of finding a kidney donor for a friend. Our Janine Lasant talked with attorney Lori O'Gurkis about her effort to help Barbara Toohill, the mother of State Representative Tara Toohill.
You recently reached out to the community via your social media platform to talk about awareness for kidney transplant. So tell us about that story.
So I'm very good friends with State Representative Tara Toohill and her family, her mother and father and sister. And it's one of those things that we've been going through, quietly for a long time. And I think a lot of families are going through it through dialysis. And we got to the point where just last week I was sitting with them and I thought, we are in a critical stage. She's in renal stage, final renal stage failure because of her kidney. And I don't want her to die without us really doing something drastic. And I was fearful that if we waited any much longer, as far as time, that we will lose her. And she's such a light in this world. I thought I can do something. I can do something, and I can bring awareness to the fact that this is a need, and it's an immediate need for Miss Toohill.
What exactly are we looking for
From the community?
So unfortunately, when it comes to kidney transfer and organ donors, which is phenomenal, I'm an organ donor, but again, it's an organ donor upon if something happened to me and I passed. With Miss Barbara, a lot of times there are people who are surviving with dialysis. It's a very hard process, but we're looking for someone to be able to swap a kidney. And in families, a lot of times there are many families who have someone who's willing to give a kidney, like Cynthia, her daughter, is willing to give her kidney, but unfortunately it's not a direct match. So we are looking for another family who has the same circumstance, who is willing to potentially swap their kidney to Miss Barbara so that she's able to thrive and live and see another 20 years.
I love her. So I know there were some comments on the social media posts about how do people even know if they are a match?
Well, and typically what happens, it's with your blood work, so I'm letting people know that the first and foremost is if they would, call my office, because even if they themselves aren't a match for Miss Barbara, they may be still wanting to go through the process. So I don't want to discourage somebody, just because they're not a direct match to Miss Barbara, and educate them about the process. Now, I didn't know. I would assume that it was going to be a lengthy surgery. It's through laparoscopic. It's a very simple, but still, it's not as invasive a procedure as I would say a C-section. I've had that, where you're opened up and things like that. So it's not as invasive. But just trying to get a list of numbers with people to be able to communicate with them and talk to them and see if, through this process we're able to help not just Miss Barbara, but some other families. I know there are other families in Hazleton who are also in the same stages right now. And I'm like, if it's not Miss Barbara, it could be someone else. And if we can just all talk about this. I see Tara going to Harrisburg, working so hard to help our families, make sure that we're able to open, make sure that we stay healthy, make sure that the people in the nursing homes, are protected. And while I'm watching her work so hard, I'm afraid for her mother. And I figured, while she's doing that, I'll work on this end to help her mom.
So anyone that wants information on donation or transplant, they can just call the office.
Sure.
O'Gurkis Law.
Yep.
Okay. Number?
570-459-1700.
Very good. Again, if you're interested here on SSPTV News, you could reach out to attorney Lori O'Gurkis to see if we can do something here to help save a life.